Hello, hello everybody. Welcome to the Gemini new moon reading. This is going over each sign. If you guys haven't seen this before, it goes over each sign for the new moon. And that's happening on June 13th. Okay, so this is also going to apply to sun, moon, and rising signs. So I'm just watching for people who are hopping on. Happy Sunday, everybody. And then I'm going to lay the rest of the cards out. And so just go ahead, tune in with everything. Check in with your body. How are you feeling today? Feel into your sit bones. And then let me know in the comments, sun, moon, and rising sign. Give me a hello. I hope everybody's doing well. And then I have a new Paulina Cassidy deck for everybody today, so I hope you guys enjoy it. And don't forget, if you're wondering which cards I use, they are listed in the description box as they are in every video. So I hope that, I hope you enjoy. And a happy birthday to any Geminis who have birthdays this month. And hello to everybody who's hopping on. Okay, one more. Okay, and then after I post this, I will add the timestamp if you need to go back for anything. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with Gemini because it is the Gemini new moon. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. First thing we have coming up for Gemini is the Three of Pentacles. So this is about work. Where are you putting your efforts? Where are you putting your energy? This is all about collaboration and getting things done and making things happen. If you can see, there are three people down here. And so this is pointing to it being a joint effort. The idea of it takes a village, it takes connection. Even if you're running a one-person show, this is still something that you can use to your benefit. You know, we're social creatures and we're dependent on the connections that we do have. So don't forget this during this new moon. It's also going to be wise to ask for help if you need it. And then we have meditation. Meditation will bring you clarity of mind and a sense of inner peace. I would also add to this, in meditation, you're able to better identify what it is that you need and what it is that you need to cultivate. So don't forget that. Okay, and finally, Seven of Candles. So this is the Seven of Wands in a normal deck. For you, this is kind of, you are working towards standing out and making things happen and being really thriving in your authentic self, in your identity. This is all about you kind of rising to the top of whatever it is you want to make happen. Okay, so this looks good. It's really vibrant, but part of getting here is collaborating and then having that inner stillness as well. Okay. And then Cancer. Hello, hello to all the Cancers who are here. Okay. First thing, we have the Ace of Cups. Abundance. Really, really dialing in the self-care. That is one thing that I will say in particular about Cancers, is that it's very easy to overgive. like almost to a fault. So this new moon is going to be about how can you fill your own cup as well. That's always what we want to check in with and make sure, are we filling our cup first, or are we trying to serve from an empty dish? Okay, so that is the one thing that you can work on cultivating with this new moon, and really asking yourself, you know, what can I do for myself? How can I give back to myself? And then we also have prosperity. The inner power supplied by spiritual prosperity lasts an eternity. So again, this is about focusing inward. What do you need to cultivate internally, spiritually, for yourself first? Yep, as well as boundaries. So making sure that you're not kind of bleeding yourself dry, and instead you're focusing on how to cultivate more. Okay, so then you're going to have more energy for those that you care about as well. And then finally, we have the Three of Tomes. This is also the Three of Pentacles, like what Gemini had. It takes work, right? So when I'm talking about self-care, it's not always effortless if you haven't done it before, or if you're out of practice, or maybe you know you need to, but you're ignoring the pull to make that happen. And that's okay. We all have that. This is just about making sure that you're remembering it takes practice, so you don't have to be hard on yourself about it. It's just about being persistent with the effort and making changes where appropriate. Okay, and then we have Leo. Hello to all the Leos who are on. Okay, let's see what's coming up. Nine of Pentacles. This is, it looks like you've done a lot of work for career, for whatever you've been working to manifest. Now show some appreciation for it and just enjoy. This is about enjoying the fruits of your labor. And all of the work that you've put in is paying off, or has paid off. And so now just take a moment to breathe into that and honor the fact that you've worked hard to get here. You've made the efforts, you've done, you've checked off all the boxes, you've been doing everything, and now you get to just enjoy yourself more. Okay, and then we also have compassion. By widening your circle of compassion for all of nature's creatures, your spirit will soar. Okay, so the compassion piece is really coming from this abundance that you have. It's much easier to have compassion if you're already feeling abundant. That's one of the biggest things that you want to remember and hold for yourself as well as others. So that looks super good as well. And then last for Leo, we have the Three of Candles. So this is, you really get to think about what you want in the future. You can absolutely look forward and just start asking yourself, what do you want long term? What is it that you're looking to cultivate? What's your mission? What are your values? What do you want more of? What do you need more of? Okay, so that is really what's coming up, but don't forget to enjoy present time. Okay, don't get too lost in the Three of Wands and looking forward. You can take time in this moment to appreciate what's going on around you. Okay. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay. Seven of Wands. So this is also about how do I put this? This card is translating a little bit differently. It's more about how are you seen? Like how do you want to be perceived? How are you putting your best foot forward? What impression are you making? How are you being vibrant in the way that feels right for you? Because the Seven of Wands is about effort and kind of making, where do you shine most? That's the question that you want to ask, is where do you feel most vibrant in your work in the world? And it really looks like you're honing in on that niche, on that specific area that feels really good for you. So just keep up that work because it's going really well. And then for Virgo, we also have dreams. Dreams see the possible pathways of a future that act as a roadmap for our actions. So dream big. This is as you come to find what you're most confident in, what feels right and true and good for you, what your voice is in the world. You can also start thinking about what it is that you're looking to manifest within yourself. Like, what is it that you ultimately want at the end of the day? How do you want to feel? What do you want your life to look like? What type of friends do you want to have around you? Start asking yourself those questions because you're going to be able to manifest those as you honor your truth more and more. And finally, we have Mystic of Candles. So this is really about you not holding back when it comes to your belief systems. Remember that there are other people who share and can relate to whatever it is that your truth is. So you want to communicate that. We need more of what you have to share. And so it really is your gift being able to communicate that, being able to share it, being able to really hold space for people who may be feeling really isolated, or maybe we've all been in those positions where we feel like we're the only one who's had that experience. So don't forget that other people share that as well. Okay, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Hello to all the Libras. 5 of Wands. This is about problem solving and organizing. I would say if you're feeling fatigued, if you're feeling constrained, this is going to be a good moon to really focus on what it is that you need to resolve. What do you need to make more time for? What do you need to, what do you need to scrap? Who do you need to collaborate with? What do you need to figure out? And then we also have intuition. Okay, intuition is the ability to listen to your higher self. Absolutely true. So make sure you're listening to the downloads. Where do you feel a nudge? Where do you feel a pull? Where do you feel you're really being called at this time? And then finally, we have the 6 of Bells. So this is equivalent to the 6 of Swords. I like this a lot because what it's saying is you're heading towards a brighter future, right? But in order to get there, you have to do 2 things. One is listen to your intuition and honor what you think and feel for yourself. So really tune in to what you want rather than other people imposing their opinions. Libras are natural peacekeepers. And so it's okay to hold that and honor that within yourself, but make sure it's not getting in the way of your own desires. You want to strike a balance somewhere in there. And then with the 5 of Rods or the 5 of Wands, this is you figuring out how to get there, like how to problem solve, because these might be conflicting with some of your knee-jerk tendencies. And so it's okay if they're interfering, just to make sure that you are really paying attention to your intuition and that you're doing things differently. If you want things you've never had before, then you have to do things differently. All right, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay. We have the 3 of Wands. This is coming up. I think a lot of people, during Gemini season, it's naturally going to feel like you want to think about what's coming up. You want to think about how you're structuring things and what's coming up. And it's very easy to put yourself in a state where you feel really cerebral, where you have to focus and be future oriented and kind of hold all of the ideas all at the same time. So even though that is kind of the nature of Gemini season, I think that this is more focusing on what you can do in present time to make that happen. Because, you know, we have the reference here to getting work done. But the Three of Wands is about, you know, what do you want big picture? And so the more you can think about, yes, what do I want in the future, but how can I work towards that today? It's going to make this new moon even more powerful. And then we also have simplicity. So first thing that's coming up for this, don't work harder, work smarter. That's really what's coming through with this. Simplifying your life will bring you a sense of clarity and renewal. Clean out the closets, get rid of clutter, make things simpler. The other thing that's coming up is routine. Where do you need to make some adjustments to your day-to-day activities? How do you start and end your day? Maybe put in, you know, a 5-minute routine that's going to make you feel better when it comes to starting and ending your day. So that looks good. Remember that these two things go hand in hand as well. The simplicity now is going to serve you long term. And then we have Dreamer of Vials. Okay, be honest with your feelings. Be honest with what you want. Be honest with yourself, really. Don't deny your emotions. Otherwise, that's going to result in something explosive later. So just make sure that you're kind of taking the time to honor them presently. Remember, keep it simple. You don't have to work so hard. You don't have to stuff them. It's just about really being open and honest with yourself. And that is also going to give you a lot of clarity as well. Okay. And then we have Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Hello, hello. Two of Pentacles. What decision would you like to be resolved with this new moon? It's about like manifesting an answer, manifesting a resolution, manifesting some form of consensus to whatever it is that the dilemma that you're dealing with is. Okay, because you can also ask for that. Remember that we're human beings and we're going to screw up, and sometimes you're going to make decisions that are less than ideal, and that's okay. It's happening for you. Okay, so just remember there's a lot to learn no matter what. It's just about finding the clarity as best as you can. And then we also have Discovery, behold the world with new eyes. Okay, this is maybe finding a resolution that you may have not thought of. So think outside the box. Not everything is what you might think it has to be, or there might not only be two options. There might not only be a couple solutions. There are infinite possibilities, and so make sure you're keeping your eyes peeled for all the different things that could come up for you. And then we have Four of Vials. So it looks like you already have some things that you want to say no to and that don't feel right for you. So remember, just respect that. If there's something you really don't feel in alignment with, then pay attention. If you're saying yes to things that you really want to say no to, it's going to make it much harder. So take it easy on yourself. Pay attention to what you want. Look for alternative solutions, and you don't have to say yes to something that feels icky to you. Okay, so manifest those solutions. Manifest the clarity. Okay. Who next? Capricorn. Hello, hello. Okay. First thing coming up for Capricorn. This is the Knight of Swords. Okay. What ideas have been brewing this season? Because with Gemini season, I've already talked about this with a few other signs. It's a big idea time. It's very, very airy. It's very cerebral. And it is absolutely the time when you want to have a pen and paper out. So because of that, what have you taken action on? What do you need to take action on? This new moon is about inventory. Healing. A healthy body thrives with a constant flow of balanced energy. How are you giving to yourself? Okay, so with the ideas that are coming through, with the action that you need to take, everything is working out the way it needs to. And this all looks good and clear, but as you take inventory, you can start to figure out what feels in alignment with you. What is your body telling you? What information is coming up about your ideas? And where do you feel the most healing will occur for you? Like, what actions do you need to take to really actualize this healing? And then we also have the Explorer of Candles. Okay, with this, yeah, it's about the action piece. The healing is going to happen when you can take what you've taken inventory of and the ideas that you want to bring into reality, and then when you couple that with action. So that is what you're flowing into during this cycle. Okay, is manifesting the energy, manifesting the time, manifesting all of the resources that you need in order to make those goals happen. All right, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see what's coming through for you. Two of Cups. What partnerships are important for you, and what partnerships do you need? Okay, is it a new friend? Is it a new counselor? Is it a new practitioner? Is it a new business partner? Is it a romantic partner? What relationships do you need? Because it looks like there's like a missing piece for you. Let's see what else is coming up. Rejuvenation. Rejuvenating the spirit will spark the desire to experience the greatness of life. Okay. So let me pull this one and then I'm going to speak more to the rejuvenation piece. Okay. 5 of Vials. There's still some grief coming up. It looks like these go hand in hand. The rejuvenation in part is about processing, sitting with the emotions is okay. You don't have to ruminate with them. You don't have to, feed into them, but they can have a seat at the table without it destroying your life. And a lot of people forget that. Like, there's this fear, if I start crying, I'm never going to stop. That you're going to stop crying. It's not permanent. So just remember that there's something cleansing about purging the emotions, about giving yourself permission to need whatever it is that you need, kind of ask for whatever connection feels right for you, and to just allow yourself to have these emotions and leave space for them. There's not anything that you have to do with them. You don't have to unpack them. You don't have to know where or why they exist. You can just allow them to be. Okay, and then this is also the other intuitive hit that I'm getting, is that it's a good time to do a cleanse, even if it's just like 3 days. You keep it simple and eat lots of veggies and drink lots of water. But it's a good time to detox. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see what's coming up. 10 of Cups. Okay, so there's major happy, joy coming up with this new moon. This looks really good. I think that there's going to be a resurgence of I don't know if it's relationships necessarily, but there's something about like this joy that may have been creating a void in your life is making a reappearance. It could be an activity, it could be a relationship, it could be something else that you've been in the process of manifesting is finally beginning to show up in the form of fulfillment. And then we have faith. Spiritual faith is a devoted assurance of the heart. This one's tough, you guys. Seriously, faith in the darkest of times, it can be so hard to keep the faith. But this should remind you that things are coming your way. They are happening. If you can just stay present and just hold on to any sliver of hope and faith that you have, that things could get better. And remember, don't write the script ahead of time. And I also want to remind everyone, because I know that a lot of people forget this, you are not all-knowing, you are not all-powerful, you are not all-seeing. Just like no matter how psychic I am, I'm not all-knowing, all-powerful, or all-seeing. And so don't act with such conviction about negative events when you don't actually know. You cannot guarantee that things will never improve. And I think that that's been a challenge for Pisces for a little while in some regards. So please remember that faith matters and belief systems do matter. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, or Ace of Tomes in this deck. But this is showing that there is a lot being delivered to you. Yeah, it's really beginning to come together. So just hold out for this because it's getting better. You have the 10 of Cups, you have faith, and the Ace of Pentacles. So this looks really good. Expect good things. If you haven't tried that before, maybe this is the right time to expect, expect good things to happen. Expect all of the abundance to shine through. Okay, and then for Aries, we have the Knight of Wands. This is you being yourself, you being your fiery self, making things happen. It looks like you have a lot of power and energy pushing through with this new moon, so use that to your advantage. I am getting a strong hit. You want to strike while the iron is hot. When it comes to your energy, if there's something you've been needing to get done, don't put that aside. You want to pounce on it as soon as you can. And then we have, energy. Okay, so with boundless energy, you can accomplish more than you ever thought possible. Yep, for sure. This is definitely you just getting things done immediately. You're a task rabbit right now, so just honor that within yourself and really, how do I put this? It's funny how I brought that up. I saw that immediately. Yes. So, what's the priority? I think that's the other piece that needs to go along with this. How are you structuring your energy and what are you putting it towards? That's going to make a big difference as well. And then we have the Mystic of Tomes. Getting it done. Remember, this is all of that grounding earth energy. And because of that, you want to make sure that you're staying on task. Don't scatter your energy during this new moon. It's easy to do. If you have a big to-do list, you can put it down on paper, but stay focused. Multitasking is ineffective and inefficient. A lot of people disagree, but it's science. So stay on task for efficiency's sake, and you're going to get a lot more done. Okay. And last but not least, we have Taurus. For those of you asking, I am wrapping up with Taurus right now. I'll post this and then you can go through and watch all of the other signs if you have missed it. Okay? So, we have 3 of Swords. Release. What are you letting go of? What needs to be purged? What is no longer working? These are big questions that you're going to be asking during this new moon. And then you can also manifest, because new moons are good for manifesting. You can start to ask for either the courage, the strength, the clarity, the resources, whatever it is you need to support you with releasing or grieving whatever it is that you have coming up. And then we also have magic. Magic has a way of touching the heart and drawing power from the soul. Okay. Yep. So it's, remember that there's a lot working for you and that you are supported through this process. The Three of Swords is uncomfortable. It's not something that anyone really enjoys. But with that, you know, you're making space, you're gathering your strength, and you're watching all of the good things flow into your life as needed. And then we also have the Numinous. So this is not a card that is in a traditional tarot deck. This is unique to this deck. And this is really encouraging you to lean on your faith and the unknown. It's hard, but that is what this card is all about, is the magic that exists within the unknown, within the undefined spaces, and you're going to get a lot out of this entire process. It's going to be a huge growth period. It's going to be a huge time when you're able to cultivate a lot more than you were expecting, and this is going to manifest in such a beautiful way that you can't see quite yet, okay? So that is all that I have for you today. Hello to everyone who has joined me, and thank you so much for watching. I will go ahead and post this and do the timestamps. If you're watching on YouTube, they are already posted. And until next time, have a good new moon, everybody, and I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.